All right, first of all, Alex, good tough game, kind of opened the season against a tough opponent. How do you guys feel after battling back from what could have been like a game changer?
Yeah, I really, what happened was our intensity, it was just too much. Like, what happened, we were messing up sometimes, defense and offense. So what we did, we just used our intensity, picked it up, and just, used that. But right now, just happy, but we know we got a lot of mistakes. So we got to go fix that up this week. After practice, we got another hard opponent next week. But yeah, we're feeling pretty good.
What kind of pressure is there? Hammond now has gotten to that level where everybody's shooting for you guys because you guys are always on top. So, what kind of pressure is that for you guys, and how do you handle it?
Really, we don't really look at that. We see the ratings, we see all that, but we don't focus on it. Every game, it's another game. It's like we playing 0-0. We don't look back. We'll win the game. It's over with. On to the next.
Now, just kind of switch gears into the recruiting. You're kind of in an interesting scenario. Number one, you go to a private school, which some people look and say, private school, what kind of competition? Talk about the, just the level of competition you guys face, and maybe the people who think, is he a real D1 prospect versus somebody that may not be.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard that all the time. Blah blah. You're at private school, blah blah that. But it really, some of the best players were that you see, they're starting to go to private school. They're starting to go to skis. Bryce Thompson, about to start at Tennessee, maybe, great player. He was at skis at Ben Lippen. Kyle Wright. All these great players are coming from these schools, and I actually think that we can go head-to-head with some of these public schools. And so I really don't pay that any attention. I know that all I got to do is just keep working, and all the rest will come.
And another interesting kind of aspect for you is there's a familiar name at quarterback, Muschamp. Does that kind of play into your recruiting at all, or are you still just kind of doing your own thing?
Yeah, Jackson, great friend, great quarterback. And so what I love about him is we don't really talk about recruiting. We'll talk about football, college, stuff like that, but we don't talk about recruiting. It's, we're friends, best friends almost. And so I don't really get peer pressure by him or anything like that.
And speaking of recruiting, how many schools are you looking at this point?
Honestly, I'm looking at every school right now. Any school that shows interest, or even schools that I have interest in that haven't shown interest. I'm really I have no bias anywhere.
How many schools are in touch with you at this point?
I at least I'd say maybe 12 to 15 in touch. Not all offers, but just talking, stuff like that.
As far as those schools are concerned, is there any particular group of schools that's kind of narrowing to the top of your list at this point?
Right now, you see, I wasn't raised watching college football, and a lot of kids would have favorite college, they always wanted to go to, but I've just never really had a top big college that I loved. So right now it's just everything's even, and until I sign, that's how it is.
So no school at this point is really sticking out, or group of schools. You're just kind of playing it as it is.
Yes, sir. I'm just because my official recruiting starts September 1st. I'll be a junior then, and I just know until then, I just gotta weigh out my options, get everywhere I can, and even once that day comes, just keep going, getting everywhere.
Alrighty.